Win Some, Lose Some is presented by Bet Rivers, your hometown sportsbook. Check out their daily specials at betrivers.com.
Were you a winner last night?
Wow, winning.
Or was it a rough one?
Well, they can't all be winners, can they?
Loser! You're a loser!
Molly Howard recaps the night in sports betting in Win Some, Lose Some.
All right, here we go. Some of the big props and tickets that cashed over the weekend. The two semifinal games. First touchdown, Bolden, 18-1 for Alabama. And Bowers for Georgia, he was 8-1.
How good is that
touchdown.
kid, by the way?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Bears' first touchdown of the early games, 18-1. Giants fumble on the first play. Lowest scoring team of the week, Giants 7-1. Highest scoring team, Seattle 17-1. Imagine if you had the Patriots. They scored 50, you couldn't get there.
Well, did you see what happened at the end of that Seattle game?
Oh.
Like Detroit's trying to stay in the game and score more points. They kicked 2 field goals late to put it over. They had 45 points, 2 more opportunities like late in the fourth quarter to kick field goals than they did.
Highest scoring game, Seattle-Detroit, 18-1. Lowest scoring game, Bears-Giants, plus 450. That was 29-3. Penny, in some spots, was 80-1 to have the most rushing yards in the week. Oh, as you pointed out earlier, he already had a monster game not that long ago as he ran wild over Detroit.
By the way, that guy looks good.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
it's not the first time in his career he's looked good.
yeah. So big tickets there. We also, speaking of big prices, Saturday in hockey, we had a $6 favorite. Montreal, 22 guys were out. Florida was $6. They trailed 2-1 in the second period, but then won 5-2. And there was another. Did you see this? Columbus played. I forget who they played. Columbus played.
They were up 4-0?
It was 4-0 at home in the second period. They lost 7-4.
I did see that, yeah. Yeah.
They gave up a 5 spot in the third period.
What was in play?
Oh, I didn't want to know. 1-10? I saw 1-10 when it was 4-1. So imagine how high it was. Subscribe, be part of the team. VSiN.com. Our radio and podcast people as well. Good tweet here. This is PT Sierra Gold. It's a local tavern here in the Valley. There's over 50 locations in Las Vegas. And a guy hits a $20,000 Royale with cheese, is waiting to be paid out. While that's going on, he moves over, they move over, and on the next machine, the same thing happened. And I was told it happened 3 times to one customer a while back. A manager at the spot told me.
At PT.
$20,000 Royal, wait to get paid out, move over. $20,000 Royal, wait to get paid out, move over. Again, in a span of 15 minutes. And this was, bam.
Okay, so then at this point, what do you tip?
Who knows?
I guess it all breaks down into if you're a local, how long you've been there, how often
What'd
you
you
go
order?
there, that kind of thing.
There's a cutoff point. You don't get 10%. I don't care. I don't care if
Yeah, right.
I've known you. You know,
Right.
look how many times I come in here. You're not getting 10%.
So the process of getting paid out in the first Royal can take up to
Varies.
Wait.
Some places have that in the back. Other places you have to call in separate person to
And then
have
they
it
drive
delivered
over there
in.
to get it
That's what
delivered
happened
in.
to me. I had for $16,000 once on Christmas.
Yeah.
Took about an hour.
Yeah.
An outside company has to bring in and give you the money.
I was going to say, sometimes it can take at least 30 to 45 minutes, maybe even more. So you sit there and you play the machine next to it. Oh, that one pops as well.
There you go. Yep. This is good dog video. Okay, can you come inside? What are you up to? Okay, come on in. He's like, no, I'm catching some rays here, right? Look at this. He wants to sunbathe. Just wants to be out.
Well, let the guy
Good
get some
day.
sun.
Yeah, right. And finally, she's dragging him, and he's not having it. It's like, no, I'm not going. I'm loving life right now. Leave me alone. He can't get it. No. He was stubborn. That's great. Lose some. Cincinnati. College football. One better at Caesars bet it up to 14.5. $390,000 and $150,000 on Cincinnati money line. 27-6 Alabama. He had to be furious after they dropped the second touchdown. Beautiful pass by Ritter. I mean, it's 17-6 late third. They're at midfield. He's got a good shot there. You get some points. You're down 8. At least a field goal. You never know. You can score a touchdown.
They really overall in that game could do nothing offensively.
Weird
for the most
game
part.
plan. Yes.
Yeah, I did not care for the play calling in that
Right.
game or for Michigan either.
Ohio State, Utah under 67 down to 64. Not even close. 48-45. Baylor, Old Miss over in the sugar. 50.5 up to 60.5. 21-7. Cowboys 2.5 up to 6.5. Lost the game. Buccaneers 11 up to 14.5. Should have lost the game. Rallied and won by 4. Rams, 2.5 up to 7. Lucky, they're fortunate to win the game. Game Ravens team. Eagles, 2.5 up to 6. Won by 4. Down 16-7 at the half. Washington doesn't score the rest of the way. Lose some. Good point, too. All the Antonio Brown props. He lost $1 million in incentives. He was going to hit those props. If they just, that's it for me.
He could have.
You're right. They weren't that hard to get.
He had to get, I think, 280 yards over the last 2 weeks. I think the catches prop was going to get there for sure.
Only needed 8 more? And only needed 1 touchdown.
One touchdown, that was it.
That was it, right?
And by the way, we talked about that a lot last week with the props. It made a lot of sense. He was buddy-buddy with Tom Brady. Brady went out of his way last year to make him get his incentives, and then this year, just all hell broke loose yesterday.
Yep. Although I lose some. Good tweet here from John Wilner. Oh, not John Wilner. Wrong guy. Notre Dame. I don't care about. I know it's Notre Dame. Stop with the excuses. Well, a couple of those games were Alabama and a couple were Ohio State. They're 0-8 now in BCS and New Year's 6 bowl games. Yeah. Notre Dame.
I guess a 28-7 lead's not a big enough.
28-7, yeah.
That's what I said, yeah.
Oh, I thought you said 21. Sorry,
yeah,
my fault.
no.
28-7, right. Your quarterback throws for 500 yards. You're up 3 touchdowns. You lose the game.
So you want to be spotted more than 3 touchdowns?
Come on.
To win? Okay.
What a job by David Purdom here. Great reporting. Great tweet. ESPN. December 26th, a bettor at DraftKings placed $1,165 20-leg parlay. He mixed NBA, NHL, NFL, and college football. It would have paid $3.1 million. He hit the first 13 legs. They offered the cash out December 28th for $162,000. He took it. He hit the last 7 legs. He would have won $3 million. Capped off by Georgia money line against Michigan. Oh man. Just hang with it. Just hang with it another day. Who puts that in? And who did $1,100 20 team?
Paul, it's very easy to say right now.
I know.
Because it cashed out. I mean, but tell people what you would be feeling like today if you're the person who cashed out. You'd hate yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is wild. I can't believe that story. Bad for the books. Arkansas +4 went off a 4-point favorite and beat Penn State by 2 touchdowns. Wake Forest, Rutgers hung in there for a half. I give them credit. But Wake Forest from 13 up to 17 won by 28. Oklahoma State +2.5 went off the favorite, beat Notre Dame by 2. Utah from 7 down to 4. Little hairy there. I thought they were going to punch it in. Day kicks the field goal. Ohio State by 3. Kentucky +1 went off a 3.5-point favorite, won by 3. Chargers from 6. That line should have been a lot higher. Why wasn't that line like 11? Denver was missing everybody, and it was Drew Lock.
Right.
Chargers from 6 up to 8, won by 21. Bengals cheap. Sorry.
I was going to say, in fairness, you were saying that to me all weekend.
I didn't understand it.
Yep.
That line should have been a lot higher than that with everyone that was out for Denver. Bengals Chiefs over 47 up to 51, 34-31. Bears from 4 up to 6.5 routed the Giants. Packers from 7, 6.5 up to 13. All over Minnesota. I was very disappointed with Mannion. I mean, for a veteran, he's got like a hitch in his giddy-up.
Yeah,
too.
he does. He does.
Panthers Saints under 39.5 down to 37. That was 18-10. Bad beats. Magic money line +450. Led the Celtics by 14 with 4 minutes left. Ooh, couldn't win the game. Lost by 5 in overtime. Georgia's second half -0.5. Michigan outscores them 8-7. They scored late. I didn't think they would score a touchdown. They score late. Harbaugh goes for 2. Make it 8-7 in the second half. Man City Arsenal draw +430. City scored in the 93rd minute. Watford Tottenham draw was 3-1. Tottenham scored in the 96th minute to make it 1-0. And tell people about the Michael Carter beat.
Okay, so his rushing prop was 54.5. His first carry of the game was 55 yards. Second carry, no gain. Third carry, he lost a yard. So he's sitting on 54, needs 1 more yard to go back over. His rushing and receiving was 63.5. He had a 9-yard catch. So at the time he was combined, it was 63 yards. He got hurt. Never came back in the game. He lost both by the hook.
Brutal.
That's pretty much as bad as you're going to see.
It is. Win Some, Lose Some, presented by Bet Rivers, your hometown book. Claim your 100% first deposit match bonus now with code 250match. Learn more at betrivers.com.